In Ethernet networks, a twisted pair copper cable terminated according to the TIA or EIA-568A standard on one end and the TIA/EIA-568B on the other end forms a what? Well, the things in our tool belt are patch kit, straight through cable, crossover cable, and none of the above. It's definitely going to be one of these answers though. Let me know in the comments below if you just solved it immediately. Or comment Apple. Either of those work. Let's try to solve this though. So none of the above is usually not an option, but let's just keep it in there. So we have 4 options. Let's talk about the patch cable. Now, a patch cable is used to connect a network device to a computer, for example, one network device to one network device really, but only for short distances. So like, let's say you have a computer, you have a patch cable going to a wall jack, and that wall jack will then go to like a switch or a router. So this doesn't really specify the standard at which our copper cable will be terminated though. What about a straight through cable? Well, this is a patch cable, but it's like longer. It's an Ethernet cable, but the wiring on both ends have the same output or pin out. So if you have 2 transmitting pins here, you're gonna have 2 transmitting pins on the other side, and if you have 2 receiving pins here, you have 2 receiving pins on the other side. The data goes straight through either way. A crossover cable is the opposite. So it's where you have the transmitting pins on this side that go to the receiving pins on this side. And the receiving pins on this side go to the transmitting pins on this side. So the cables, they're crossing over. And the crossover cable is typically used when you want to connect similar devices, so like a computer to a computer or a switch to a switch. And a straight through cable is when you want to connect dissimilar ones, so a computer to a switch or a switch to a computer. Now, for a crossover cable, if it crosses over, the ends need to be different, which means if you have the 56A on one end, you would have 56B on the other end. 56A on this end, 56B on this end. Transmitting, receiving, and then transmitting, receiving. Straight through cable would have either 568A or 568B on both ends because it's straight through. So if we have a twisted pair copper cabling terminated according to the TIA/EIA-568A standard on one end and the TIA/EIA-568B on the other end, since they're separate, they're 2 different things, we're going to have a crossover cable.